press that button, turn on music, turn off that screen, and now we can deal with this. So, first off, we are aware that these are not actually supposed to be the characters themselves. They are apparently costumed versions of characters from a game that exists.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the game?
I forget what the name of the game is. I could probably look quickly. Give me a second. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a game only available in Japan anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can see why I didn't necessarily bother memorizing the name of the game. Let's see. Come on, where is it? Oh, it's here. No, it's on one of these somewhere. Apparently not that one. Oh, come on. Let's see. That's just gonna be that, isn't it? Yeah. Let's try the other one again. Let's see. Ah, there we go. A game called Metarot S.
Metarot S.
Yeah. Oh no, apparently I ended up messing with it and it wasn't showing the picture anymore. Whoops.
Oh.
But anyway, apparently these are characters that already existed in the game dressed as the Transformer characters. We can still critique them on really not necessarily being the way to do them anyway.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had gone over this before. Let's start with the one that actually ends up looking like it could that actually looks decent in terms of trying to adapt one of them into a human. Black Arachnia.
Yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, it's like a gender red-bend version of Black Arachnia.
I don't think it is.
Looks like it. Looks like a dude.
I don't think it's supposed to be.
Come on now. No, look at his hair. It's glasses. And his hands. Those are man hands.
I'm pretty sure the short hair and glasses are supposed to. I think the term is. I'll double check the term quickly. Let's see. Maybe not exactly it, but okay. Anyway, I think it's supposed to show. I think it's like that because of the character itself, but it ends up. I feel that ends up working anyway for Black Arachnia because it ends up showing. I think it would end up working for the sense of Black Arachnia clearly does not take kindly to tarantulas trying to boss her around.
Oh.
Anyway, point being, this is what makes me think it's just a matter of it's not. That area doesn't necessarily look very masculine.
Yeah, but if you remove that area, and you, focus more on the head, the arms, and the little, I want to call it a dress, but that would be too feminine. But I'm gonna call it a man dress. How about that?
Probably your best equivalent for what you're trying to say is like a trench coat.
Trench coat dress.
Yeah, I would say best equivalent to that would be a trench coat because it ends up those also tend to go all the way down to your feet.
Yeah,
either that or not quite all the way. But point being, that is a style of trench coat.
Yeah, but what do you call that part of the trench coat, though?
Still just part of the coat. Probably the tail of the coat.
Okay, maybe that would be better.
Yeah,
maybe that would be better than calling it a dress.
Yeah. Yeah, it would probably be something like coattails. Actually, that is what it is. I'm remembering now. That's how they describe the bottom of Crosshair's trench coat for his figures.
Plus, another way to look at it is that it could ultimately be a breastplate. Like chest armor, like the kind that Bo-Katan has.
Yes and no. A chest plate in general ends up being pretty much any armor that you wear on your chest, whether it be flat or that. So I will note that. But I do believe that it is a character that exists. I don't know the name. I didn't note it. I didn't note it down. I can't, and unfortunately, I cannot read Japanese.
I can a little bit. Hachimake Gotsu.
Let's see. I might have an idea.
By the way, that was a joke. Japanese viewers who are watching, don't take it seriously. I'm not that kind of person. I just like to joke around as an American.
Let's see. I have an idea to see if I can't end up successfully figuring out what it ends up saying. Give me one moment. I will try and see what Google Lens has to say on it. Because that has an ability to translate. I don't know if it's going to translate the exact part I'm trying to get it to translate.
If you use your phone and then use the translate app to translate that name or whatever that is.
That's more or less what I am trying to do.
Oh, I thought you were trying to use Google and then type in Japanese.
No. Apparently it says something along the lines of dried.
Dried.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't end up typing in that plus the name of the game and see if I can't end up finding
Probably just gonna show it of a Japanese lady riding herself off with a owl.
Hang on. I think I found the character. Okay. So, it appears that I have found the person. It appears that... Hang on. Hang on, let's see if I can manage to do what I... Let's see if I can't manage to pull in a picture into this folder while I'm doing this. So let's see. I need to do that. I need to find the unnamed folder because I had just thrown it in a new folder. New folder. There we go. Put that in. Let's see. Now if I... Right, it's not gonna want to play nice with that. Let's do that. Let's quickly throw that up. Do that. Reopen the folder. Because it doesn't have already multiple things in the folder to refresh by you going to another image, so it's probably not wanting to work nice because of that. Oh, hang on. I need to do something else. In addition, apparently. There. Are you gonna want to work now, picture? Yes, no.
Let's see the picture.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on trying to get it to work. Let's see. Okay, well, I have one last idea to solve that it's not wanting to play nice. I shall go paste. I shall do the very simple trick of copy image, paste into paint, drop down to size, and save into that folder as let's just number it 1. And now let's see if it will actually work while letting me switch between images. Still seeming to not want to do that. How rude. Because it's not the same type of file? I guess? I don't know why it's being a pain. Okay, let's see if I change this over. It's not wanting to play now. It's fine. We'll do this the hard way. That's not the screen I wanted. Why did it switch over to that? Is it because the other thing closed? How rude. Stick to that screen. Thank you very much. And it's not wanting to show.
Right.
Come on.
Come on.
Let's see. Where is that page here? Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Still not wanting to let me switch actively, but this looks like the same character, yeah?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly. Apparently, I don't know how it managed to. I don't know how it managed to actually figure this out. From the term "dried" and the game's name. Apparently, the character is known as Gill Girl.
Oh, girl.
What
do you mean?
Apparently, it looks like it's apparently a mixture of the name Gilda and Girl Nikova or something like that.
Girl Nikova.
Yeah. So yeah, it appears that is apparently the character is in actuality. Anyway, after that side tangent that took way longer than it probably needed to. Back to this image. Wrong button. Back to this image.
I've seen that image before, TJ.
Yeah, I know. So who do we want to rip into first?
Sorry, what did you say?
Who do we want to rip into it being not a good translation of the Cybertronian into a human first?
How about Pterosaur, bro?
Let's go with Pterosaur, indeed.
First off, why the long ponytails, and why the eye patch? Doesn't make any sense.
That may be something to do with the actual character from the game.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that part might be that, and it might be similar for all the characters' hair.
Okay, so I can't complain about that.
Not necessarily. I will say though, where did this much black and this zipper come from?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, like, is Pterosaur working at a strip joint now? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I'm gonna... Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah. Also, it is definitely a thing of... Even if we were to... So if we were to go off of it being just the character itself, of Pterosaur, let's quickly acknowledge that yes, I do not know where that would come from either. I would say something as much as, like, say, the Predacon logo, in the assumption, if we were to make it of it being a version of just straight up Pterosaur, it being the color of the faction symbol leading to the color of the hair would be a dumb thing. But again, that's not something necessarily we can actually deal with as much.
It's part of the character.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. The other thing is something that seems a little off is needing to include the back of the pterodon head.
Yeah.
Along with big spiky things that don't make sense for a human to wear. Makes perfect sense for a metal robot where that's part of their body.
But for like a human, not so much.
Yeah.
Like unless she was cosplaying it, which might be the case.
Admittedly, in this case, it technically is. But if you were to try and be translating it directly as a character and not as a character dressed as a character, yeah, no. Who to move to next?
How about Beast Wars Megatron?
Megatron. Too extravagant and eccentric. That is quite literally immediately what I see going on here. Too extravagant and eccentric.
Yeah, like she's wearing both like it's cape at the same time.
Yeah. Doesn't quite make sense.
No, it does not. And here does the around the neck of the collar.
Yeah. Admittedly, again, I'm pretty sure the game is only in Japan, and Beast Wars Megatron is a bit different. But admittedly, neither of us know that. We know David K's Megatron. And David K's Megatron, definitely not.
Yeah.
David K's Megatron, he would need to be a lot more. He would probably be a bit closer to a slightly eccentric Bond villain in how he dresses, probably. I'm going to assume. I think I've only watched one Bond film, but I'm pretty sure most of them tend to dress just kind of normal, fancy, and he would probably be a little eccentric with a little bit of purple.
Yeah.
Well,
the only Bond movie I ever watched was like Golden Finger. Had like that Japanese dude who like throw the hat to kill people, or like how in Austin Powers where he like throws a shoe. It's like, what kind of man throws a shoe?
Yeah, I think the only James Bond I've watched was the first one.
Like the very first one?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
you watched the first one, but you can't be bothered to watch the rest.
and ended up so I was going to try and watch the rest with my mom, but then we ended up getting sidetracked and never got around to it. The glasses, I'm going to see if I can't check the image, which I did check for this. Indeed, the hair and the eye patch are due to this character. I'll check what's up with the glasses here. But if it's not something the character normally wears already, that that I would just say no.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Oh right. Right. This is the one that ended up not wanting to show its name properly. So all I see when I try and translate it with my phone is Megatron version Beast Wars.
That's not very helpful.
No, it is not. That does not tell me what to actually look up to try and find the equivalent. Let's see if I can figure it out from a quick scroll. I'm going to assume... Oh, okay. Apparently there's not so many. I think I found it.
Oh.
I think I found it. Okay, so apparently they do have that anyway, but also at the same time, it seems from just in general, again, being the character itself is kind of extravagant and eccentric, so yeah, I don't know that I would think you could do something different with it for Megatron, because I don't know that those aren't there just to look interesting. Then again, I don't know anything about the game or its actual characters, so maybe they are actually important. So maybe they actually are necessary for them, but those look more like shades that someone would wear that someone would wear just to look cool.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Primal, Prime, and Bumblebee left. Who are we doing next?
I mean, we might as well finish off with the Beast War characters, so let's move on to Primal.
Primal. Definitely don't just make the whole head a helmet.
Yeah.
Because that kind of defeats the purpose of translating the design if you're just making it be the character just wears the helmet of of the head of the character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of just defeats the purpose, because then it's like, okay, why has the robot got a human body? Maybe don't make that just be a print on like a shirt.
Yeah, it's like
make it be like, yeah, maybe make it be like a bit of armor, but you could probably with some modification make this work for Primal.
I mean, that like printed shirt is like the equal equivalent of like wearing those
the tuxedo. Yeah, the tuxedo shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it how we thought about the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, right immediately.
Yeah. It would, like I said, yeah, you make this not just be a helmet, and you maybe make that be a bit more like armor. You probably can end up making that work for Primal.
Yeah.
So that one is probably just more flawed than it actually bad.
Yeah.
So, next up. Prime or B?
Let's go with Prime.
Prime. Okay, so Prime, we actually have an example of good. That statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the same problem here of print on the shirt, the window panes, because apparently those are needed.
Yeah. You can't have them wear armor or anything, because that would be too flashy.
Yeah, meanwhile, you have Beastars Megatron being extremely flashy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna even go in and take a look back at what the official statue did with Optimus. If it will show up nice for me to view. Yeah, with the official Optimus, what they had done was they actually took the upper flap of pockets that you might see on a jacket and colored those like the windows.
Oh.
So they did include those, but it doesn't look nearly as silly. Because it's already a rectangle that would be there anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look nearly as silly as, yeah, we need to include it, let's just print it on a shirt. Yeah. I never really liked stuff like the silly glasses that end up partially resembling characters. Actually, you know what? It's Jobby's glasses. It's literally Jobby's glasses. Yeah, those usually just look kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because kind of similar to this, and admittedly I didn't mention it a ton, but I did talk about this with like a hoodie. It just kind of ends up being like, yeah, so we don't know how to actually implement things. Just find a way to make it so that you can have it there anyway.
Yeah.
Find a way to make it just fit, because we can't be bothered to actually find a way to make it connect. Again, fair enough for this of that apparently they weren't allowed to just make them be separate characters. They needed to be versions of characters that already exist. But still, if you actually want to translate the Cybertronian to a human, that kind of just looks like the easy way out. And that leaves B.
Yep.
What is this abomination on the head?
Yeah, that's why I saved B for last, just to like talk about what is up with.
Yeah, it's like someone ripped off Bumblebee's arms and then welded them back onto his head.
And then they used his head as a helmet, like a bicycle.
As a hat.
No, it's more of a helmet.
Oh yeah. That just looks dumb.
Yeah, and also, this B kind of looks like, I don't know how to describe it, like some sort of like fangirl of B. Yeah, like she's going to like Comic Con and she dresses up as B.
Most people that do that though probably would end up if they're willing to make, because that looks like it's metal, either out of cardboard or like a metal or plastic or whatever, those on that much detail with those objects make it an actual costume, from what I understand, not just attach it to a hat.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what to do with the arms. I spent like weeks making them. You know what? I'm just gonna weld it onto the hat.
Where is it? Where is it? I'm thinking of. I don't think I need to quickly go search it out because I don't have it on hand. But the version of B that showed up in like 2 episodes of Animated, where he was in a where he was within a virtual reality area and ended up being given a human form within the show.
Oh, I don't think I've ever watched that episode.
Where is it? Where is it? Can I quickly manage to find it? We'll see. Oh, hang on. No, we have a nice picture of all of the main cast. If I can end up pulling it into the folder. New folder. Say. Is it gonna let me switch? No, it's not gonna. Oh! So those are now. Hey! Hey! It's working now! Yeah. Like, here's the Bumblebee of Animated. That actually doesn't look... That actually looks decently enough like you can tell that's B without it just having his head and arms attached to the head.
Yeah.
You can tell... I'm going to ask you, can you tell who each of those are supposed to be?
Yes. Let's see. Yeah. There's Ratchet, the old man, right here. He's in like red and white.
Yep.
Or say, I want to say, yeah, the guy with the cop bicycle helmet is like, I want to say like Jazz.
It's Prowl.
Prowl. Okay.
Yeah. He turns into a motorcycle in Animated, so that's probably what threw it off a little.
And then we have Bulk.
Yeah, the football player. Yeah, that's Bulkhead.
Bulkhead. Oh,
Yeah.
I was close. I was halfway right.
Yeah. So you have Bulkhead, and then you have Prime here, who actually
yeah.
kind of looks like David K. Because he was David K.
Wait, yeah, David K played as Animated Prime.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually played Optimus Prime in Animated. But before we go too far off, point being,
You're right.
this Bumblebee does a better job than this Bumblebee at getting the point across without literally needing to spell it out with the car door, with the car windows, and then his head and arms.
Definitely.
Yeah. I should note, some of this stuff may just be that is typical for how designs get done for crossover stuff or just in general anime designs for Japan. I've watched like 3 animes: Danganronpa, Armada, and I'm working through Energon. I have very little knowledge of this stuff. So, if that's something common, and me not knowing that, it is due to me literally not watching much anime at all. And even in terms of like games, the only games really that end up having this aesthetic art style tend to be Fire Emblem and Danganronpa. And Fire Emblem tends to, for the most part, have very normal looking outfits for a Middle Ages set series, because that's usually where it's set. So, yeah. Yeah. Clearly I am the best person to be assessing how well of a translation these are.
And clearly, yeah, even better, but somehow I have no knowledge of any anime Transformers other than like Armada and Energon.
Yeah.
I've watched both of those as a kid.
Yeah, and I only recently got around to Armada, and like I said, working on Energon. The upside for me is that I happen to know a number of characters from other continuities as well, like Metalhawk. But that's because I spend way too much time on the wiki. That's not due to me actually knowing anything at all about really the culture of how how designs and stories and such are written or designed in Japan. I tend to be admittedly rather what's the word? What is the word? I'm trying to think of a specific word and I'm blanking on it. What is the word? There's a word. I tend to be rather in effect, I tend to be rather illiterate in terms of what exactly ends up making for a good what ends up going on with like design and cultural designs and story elements for Japan. You cut off a little.
I said, oh.
Yeah, because, like I said, I've only watched three animes, and I really only play 2 games with anime-like art styles. I tend to, so I don't tend to really have that much knowledge of it, and within that, one of the games is basically medieval conflict simulator. and one of them basically is yes, be a detective, solve the murders. which I assume are not necessarily the most typical of those.
I assume not.
And again, with the shows, 2 being Transformers ones, which, from what I understand, isn't normally how giant robots are done in Japan.
Really not.
Yeah, and the other one is tied into the be a detective, solve the murders and solve the mysteries and such game. So yeah, So yeah, be aware that if I'm not understanding something, it is literally due to me just not having much knowledge on that subject. But I still did feel it interesting to talk about based upon I do know a lot about Transformers. So I have things to say about what from how I see things, how well it applies there. Yeah. I have started rambling for a while. Uh-oh. Anyway. But yeah, anything else you can think of?
Nope, not really.
You feel that's a good enough disclaimer for anyone who ends up being like, how do you not know that this is a common design thing with crossovers and such?
Definitely, yep.
Yeah. There's a reason I end up joking about, there's a reason I kind of joke about not liking anime, and that's because I don't tend to have as much interest in it. I don't actually tend to have any issue with it. I just tend to not find them as the plots as interesting as like 1966 Batman somehow. Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun comparison to make. Because I just know someone's gonna be like, how? Oh well. Yeah. I should probably end this rambling sidetracking and say, see you next time.